Okay, post office is now officially open. You have your letters, step right in. Thank you, thank you.
Ah! Hey, loser! What gives? I sent my letter and all I got was a lousy clump of coal.
Well, it serves you right. Devilish little tadpoles like yourself don't get toys from Klaus.
Oh, yeah? And how would he know what I'm up to unless you ratted on me?
Oh, I didn't have to. He knows.
Ho ho! Happy holidays! It is the most wonderful time of the year. Hi, my name's Maud Garrett and welcome to an all-new episode of RT Essentials, where we break down your favourite tropes and genres from across the spectrum of film and television into digestible, bite-sized listicles, like stocking stuffers in video form. You're welcome. This week we are focusing on holiday movies, but here's the twist. This isn't your grandma's It's a Wonderful Life or Die Hard or Lethal Weapon. By the way, your grandma has great taste in film. This week though, we are focusing on the new class of holiday-centric feature films, movies that can either be about the season or just take place during it. And you don't have to believe in Santa to make it onto the nice list this year, no. As the saying goes, there's no wrong way to celebrate the darkest days. No one says that? But sit back, relax, and break out the eggnog. You know, I've still never tried eggnog. I've got no inclination to do so. Elf.
Buddy, he's killing me. I only got Lum Lum and Choo Choo pulling doubles.
Quick thinking yesterday with that special talents thing.
I feel bad for the guy. Just hope he doesn't get wise.
Well, if he hasn't figured out he's a human by now, I don't think he ever will. If he hasn't figured out he's a human by now, I don't think he ever will.
You'd think that snagging a role in Elf would have been difficult, but for some, it just came down to the right place at the right time. On the final day of shooting, Jon Favreau, Will Ferrell, and a cameraman drove around New York City looking for locations and would occasionally pop out of their car and grab whomever happened to be standing nearby if they wanted to be extras for some quick moolah. Those scenes were then clipped into the early Elf montage of Buddy arriving in the Big Apple, getting his shoe shined, and jumping into traffic. Which means that there are probably people who, to this day, do not even know that they're in the movie Elf. I'm just gonna lie and tell my friends and family that if you squint really, really hard, you can see me in the background. Christmas.
I'm in love, and I don't care who knows it.
Buddy, not now. Can you please go back to the pit? I'll come visit you in a little while, okay?
I didn't know you had elves working here.
Boy, you're hilarious, my friend.
He doesn't. Get back to the story, please.
The film originally had a deal with Macy's to shoot inside a Macy's store and even be incorporated into the famous parade. Macy's firm stipulation, though, was removing the scene in which Ferrell's character reveals the store Santa to be a fake. Favreau and co. ultimately decided to keep the scene and used gimbals instead.
You stink.
I think you're gonna have a good Christmas, all right?
You smell like beef and cheese. You don't smell like Santa.
Okay.
Oh! He's an imposter! He's a fake! He's a fake!
Elf marked Will Ferrell's first leading role, and despite it being a holiday hit, he has expressed zero interest in reprising it, turning down a reported $26 million payday for donning Buddy's suit again. Maybe it's from the chronic headaches he got from eating so much sugary food for multiple takes. I mean, I kid you not, the spaghetti and maple syrup scene had to be reshot after Ferrell threw up the first time. But don't be too sad, you can always catch the Elf musical, which opened on Broadway in 2013. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Jesus. Oh, no, we're not ready for you yet, sir. Will you please go back out, wait with the others?
Grace, do me a favor. Let's just take him. He's ready. You ready, right?
You ready? Okay, come on. You know the setup? Got any questions?
He's got no questions. Look at him. Let's go. Come on.
Let's read.
Christmas crime movies are a subgenre market cornered by writer-director Shane Black. You've got your Lethal Weapon, The Long Kiss Goodnight, Nice Guys, Last Action Hero, and even Iron Man 3, which, yes, is a Christmas movie. But the real underrated modern classic here is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Black's 2005 comedy noir about a petty criminal played by Robert Downey Jr., who gets mistaken for an actor playing a criminal and is whisked off for a screen test in Los Angeles, where he finds himself embroiled in a citywide conspiracy that would give Raymond Chandler a run for his money.
I hope you don't judge Los Angeles based solely on your experience here tonight, huh? I'm scared here, Perry. Really, why don't you give the kid a break? Do unto others and all that. It's Christmas, you know.
Who else knows? Who did you tell?
I don't know anything. I'm not even from here.
Honestly, Robert Downey Jr. owes a lot to this entry into the Christmas pantheon, since it's the film that eventually piqued the interest of Jon Favreau when he began to float around the idea for Iron Man. Downey, of course, repaid the favour by landing Black the director's chair for Iron Man 3. Now, whether or not that was the best idea is a conversation for another time.
What the hell, Perry? He's got to be somewhere. He turned right in front of us.
Whoa! Harry. Harry, come back. Harry! There's no one in the car. Harry! What?
Co-star Val Kilmer met Robert Downey Jr. at a Hollywood party, and a week later got the script for Kiss Kiss, and was soon cast as Gay Perry, the detective hired to mentor RDJ's Harry Lockhart. The character is pretty widely acknowledged as the first openly gay character in a Hollywood action film. It was also Kilmer who suggested the title from the less elegant toss-up between LAPI and Bang. When asked why he likes to center his movies around the holidays during an Entertainment Weekly interview, he responded, "Christmas represents a little stutter in the march of days, a hush in which we have a chance to assess and retrospect our lives." So poignant. Also, he really liked the Sidney Pollack film 3 Days of the Condor, and that took place during Christmas, so makes sense. Claus. When Despicable Me co-creator Sergio Pablos wanted to tell a non-traditional origin story in Klaus, he went old school. Not just in the source material, which is based not on the jolly North Pole resident we all know and love, though having J.K. Simmons voice 19th century toymaker St. Nicholas of Myra was an awesome way to distinguish that this Santa is not messing around. He also wanted the 2019 Netflix original to have the look of an old-school holiday classic. The Spanish filmmaker opted for a hand-drawn, two-dimensional animation style before adding digitally enhanced volumetric lighting and texturing to give Claus some three-dimensional depth. If you're getting Iron Giant vibes from this, you are not alone.
That's my name?
Yes, yay, it's your name.
Wow. Can you teach me more? Please?
Me next. I want to write my name.
Me too. I want to write my name.
Teach me. I want to write my name. I want to write my name. Me too. I want to write my name.
The design used for the character of Claus was also not from traditional lore, instead relying on descriptions used in original folktales of St. Nicholas, opposed to the red-robed look popularised in Western media over the years. Which, yes, we actually have Coca-Cola to thank for that. Santa. So while the movie may look at first glance to be recognisably old school, like Frosty the Snowman or Christmas Comes to Pac-Land, which, yes, I checked, is a real Christmas special about Santa and Pac-Man. Ah, bless that era.
Anthony! Archie! Somebody! Somebody! Yeah!
Oh. Claus is actually a 2019 Netflix original, the first animated movie from the streaming service to ever be nominated for an Academy Award. And though the Academy might have a hard time imagining the recent Whiplash winner as Klaus, J.K. Simmons was actually able to draw on real-world experience, having had a stint as a mall Santa shortly out of college to pay the bills during his early acting career, which means that even at 21, Simmons was being typecast as an old man. Bad Santa.
What do you want? Well, come on, what do you want? A snot rag? Right, another mongoloid. Marcus, get this kid off me before he pisses on me, all right?
Billy Bob Thornton and Bernie Mac star in the hilariously raunchy Bad Santa, a 2003 dark comedy that predated the bad role model trend in movies like Bad Teacher, Bad Mums, Bad Grandpa, and even their sequels, Bad Grandpa 2 and Bad Mum's Christmas, which unfortunately did not make the cut this year.
Now, this is gonna be cool. This will do fine. So I'm gonna be crashing here. Be just you and me like roommates, you know?
Do you and Mrs. Santa have kids?
Thornton plays William T. Stokes, a convicted con man with a drinking problem. I mean, this is already screaming family comedy, people. Who once a year poses as a mall Santa in order to mark department stores to rob for Christmas cash with his partner in crime. The Coen brothers were originally approached to helm the film. They turned it down when they couldn't write the script themselves. I mean, they're more Hanukkah guys, but did help out writing punch-ups and revising the script. They may have also helped sway the casting. Before Thornton was brought in for the titular role, Jack Nicholson and Bill Murray expressed interest in the part. Both had to turn it down due to scheduling conflicts, but Thornton, who appeared in the Coen films The Man Who Wasn't There and Intolerable Cruelty, had some avails thanks in part to his recent separation from Angelina Jolie. Remember those days? If I say yes, then I will feel old, so I don't remember it at all.
Unfair practices. Get me?
No, this is not a handicap thing. I have nothing against you people.
You people? Did you hear that, Marcus? He said you people. You people.
Who the hell is us people?
Wait, no. You don't What?
Speaking of Thornton, he proved his commitment to method acting by getting so wasted during production of the scene where he was supposed to fall down the escalator that he actually fell down the escalator. So he may not have realized that he was in a movie at the time. Jingle Jangle.
Once upon a time lived the greatest inventor that ever there was, Jeronicus Jangle.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas indeed!
Jangle, for the last 30 years.
Do yourself a favour. If you haven't already seen Netflix's first live-action musical, Jingle Jangle: A Christmas Journey, the one with an all-star, if totally bonkers cast, and a soundtrack by John Legend featuring a hit single by Usher, add it to your Christmas watch list. What are you waiting for when there's a musical that came out last year in which Ricky Martin plays a sentient singing matador doll named Diego Don Diego, and he's one of the bad guys? Man, not since that boat ride and Willy Wonka has a kids movie made us go, is this maybe a little bit too weird?
If I have that toy, I'll be unstoppable. It's foolproof.
You are proof that there are fools. Fools.
Jingle Jangle was inspired by classic family films, according to its director, including Mary Poppins, Dr. Dolittle, and the aforementioned Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Uncredited but equally influential homages abound. Jangle's got elements of Short Circuit, Batteries Not Included, Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium, and, with that Diego subplot, I guess Child's Play. Unfortunately, though, Buddy is not voiced by Brad Dourif, swearing up a storm in the world's thickest Jersey accent. I'm Australian trying to do an accent. But hey, there's always sequel possibilities.
Okay, whoever that is, you're in for it. Journey? Oh!
Gotcha!
You asked for it, okay.
Netflix knew it had a hit on its hands when two of the movie's songs, The Square Root of Possible and the Usher cover of This Day, began garnering Academy buzz for Best Original Song. Another single, Make It Work, was shortlisted, along with a Best Original Score nod, though in the end, none made the official cut. Still, Talbot and his wife released two tie-in books in time for the holidays: Jingle Jangle, The Invention of Jeronicus Jangle, and The Square Root of Possible, A Jingle Jangle Story. You ever say a word so many times that it just begins to lose all of its meaning? Jingle Jangle, a Jeronicus Jangle of the Jingle Jangle variety. Arthur Christmas.
Hold on, Father. Intel. Get me intel.
Santa's head seems to be resting on some sort of tiny button, sir.
It's the Quack Quack Moo Activity Farm, sir. It features 12 separate animal sounds and sings Old MacDonald Had a Farm.
The moment your father lifts his head, there'll be 10 seconds of constant mooing.
Arthur Christmas is a 2011 sleeper hit that gets overlooked, probably due to its similarities to Fred Claus, which arrived in theaters just a few years earlier. But guys, these are totally different films. Instead of focusing on Santa's burnout brother, Arthur Christmas is about the current Santa's youngest son, voiced by James McAvoy. See, in this world, Santa is a hereditary title that is passed down through genealogy, like the British monarchy, or the magic voice that Paul Atreides uses in Dune.
My slippers! They're not for outdoor use!
Dash!
When his dad's high-tech sleigh malfunctions, Arthur, along with his grandfather, the former Saint Nick, played by Jim Broadbent, must help deliver all the toys across the globe in a single night to prove that he can fill Santa's big-belled slippers.
Just wood and brass and... Oh dear. Your slipper!
We have luck.
We've got to get you down there, lad.
They'll see us! We'll be stopped!
Give me that.
What are you doing?
It's Evie they're after. She doesn't fit this world, Arthur. She's a relic.
The 3D computer animated film marked the first collaboration between Sony Pictures Aardman Productions, a British studio known for films like Wallace and Gromit, Shaun the Sheep, and Chicken Run. Cheese. The filmmakers decided to move away from Aardman's stop-motion animated look, but still made a point to make the style quirky, with Easter eggs to Aardman's previous works visible throughout the film. Now, whether or not any of the kids watching Arthur Christmas were able to pick up on the subtle flushed-away references is another matter. Tangerine.
Come on, is this you want? 28 days that you're Hershey me with fish?
I did not cheat on
You're
you.
Liar. Everybody on the goddamn block knew about it but me.
Hey! I'm gonna call a cop. You want me to call a cop?
Sean Baker's 2015 debut feature, Tangerine, is not just an unconventional Christmas pick. It's also a totally unique movie, a cutting-edge, scrappy indie that was ahead of its time, both in terms of production and plot. Shot entirely with an iPhone 5S with some specialized apps and lens applied, Tangerine focuses on a trans sex worker, played by Kitana Kiki Rodriguez, who gets out of jail only to find out her boyfriend Pimp is cheating on her and enlists her best friend to help teach him a lesson.
Hi. Are we looking for a party?
Oh my god.
Merry Christmas, you trans shit.
You pissed on your brother,
Tangerine counts as a Christmas film, and you can fight us on it. Not only does the movie take place during Christmas, but it began principal photography on Christmas Eve of 2013 and wrapped just under a month later, which, if you know anything about production, that counts as its own minor movie miracle.
I had $2. $2. You know what I spent that on?
What?
The bus and a donut.
Sit your down. It don't matter, we here now. Sit down.
The donut shop that serves as a large setting for the film would later close down and reopen as part of actor Danny Trejo's donut chain, Trejo's Coffee and Donuts, which honors the spirit of the season by offering both Christmas and Hanukkah-themed treats, as well as horchata-flavored donuts called Frosties, in the shape of a snowman. Which, no, has nothing to do with the movie Tangerine, but any chance I get to talk about donuts, I do not stop. Tokyo Godfathers.
浜のねえお釜よりは常識があるぜ。
私とはね、神様のほんのミステイク。でも私の心はどれよりも女。
女は子供を産むもんだぜ。
あら、マリア様がバージンで誤解にするぐらいだもの。お釜に出て奇跡が起きるかも。
If you're not an anime fan, chances are you've never heard of 2003's Japanese language cartoon, Tokyo Godfathers. Conceived and directed by the late, great Satoshi Kon, this movie is all about the spirit of Christmas miracles, even as it takes place in a country that does not celebrate the holidays as a custom. Godfathers tells the story from the point of view of three homeless characters: a drunk named Jin, I love the pun, a sarcastic teenager named Miyuki, and an optimistic and big-hearted ex-drag queen, Hana. The three work as stand-ins for the three wise men, as well as Joseph and Mary, as they witness and benefit from several seemingly miraculous acts of fate one winter night. The film contains numerous visual Easter eggs referring to the Christmas date, 12/25. It can be seen on an alarm clock, a keyring, the cab fare, and more.
おばさんのおっさん
おー、よしよし、会いたかったわ、私の可愛いエンジェル。
¿Será la madre o el padre?
母親って言いたいとこだけど、私はただのオカマなの。
While some see the story as a direct interpretation of the Nativity story, there are also elements to suggest the film takes inspiration from another classic Christmas story, A Christmas Carol, with the three homeless characters representing Christmas past, present, and future. Interestingly, Tokyo Godfathers was also inspired in part by the 1948 American Western Three Godfathers, which was very not a Christmas movie.
私の魔法と救急車どっちが好き？
救急車。
もう失礼ね。どうすんのさ。清子に野宿はさせられないじゃん。お寒いねえし、寒いし眠いし、腹は減ってし。
Kon, who made his name with surrealist anime like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Paprika, and Perfect Blue, made a deliberate effort to break away from his usual style of dreamlike storytelling for Tokyo Godfathers, a more grounded film that focused more on characters than devices or atmosphere. But since it's Kon, you can still expect some fantastical elements seeping through the narrative, with unconventional framing and non-linear timelines. So if that stuff is your jam, which it very much should be, Tokyo Godfathers is a perfect Christmas film to recommend to friends who have claimed to seen it all. Carol.
You can forward any of my mail to Chicago General Post. I paid rent through February. I had a little extra money saved.
For our trip. Our trip, Terry. And now you're... I don't even believe this is happening.
Carol, Todd Haynes' 2015 Oscar-nominated drama about a young female photographer falling for an older wealthy woman in 1950s New York, is not your conventional Christmas film. But bear with me here, it absolutely is. After all, Rooney Mara and Cate Blanchett's characters meet at a department store right before Christmas, and was based on a real interaction author Patricia Highsmith had while working in the toy section of Bloomingdale's during the holiday. Weird tidbit, Highsmith also wrote the novel Strangers on a Train. You know, the one that's about another chance encounter between two strangers, but with very different results. For decades, Highsmith denied having written the novel The Price of Salt for 38 years, and only fessed up to it in 1990, when it was republished under the name Carol. By that time, it already had published 1 million copies.
Anyway, I got my eye on this redhead who owns a steakhouse outside of Paramus. I'm talking serious. Rita Hayworth redhead. Really? You think he got what it takes to handle a redhead?
In 2018, Netflix promoted the unique Yuletide classic by releasing The 12 Days of Christmas, a Carol sing-along, which included 8 Blanchett side-eye, 7 Santa hats, 6 rolls of film, 5 Jolly O's, 4 pink berets, 3 fur coats, 2 brown gloves, and an olive atop a martini.
Played it for you on piano at your house.
I remember. Thank you. Oh, God, don't. I look a fright.
If you needed any more convincing that this was a holiday film, it's right there in the title. It's a Christmas Carol, which incidentally is what Cate Blanchett would go on to name her dog. Love her. Love Actually.
So, Billy, welcome back to the airwaves. New Christmas single cover of Love Is All Around.
Except we've changed the word love to Christmas.
Yes, is that an important message to you, Bill?
Not really, Mike. Christmas is a time for people with someone they love in their lives.
You can't say modern holiday classic without Love Actually popping up in the conversation. Starring every living British actor in 2003 and at least 3 Americans, all centred around the Yuletide. Their stories intersect over the span of Christmas, leading to new romances, heartache, and most memeable use of cardboard Sharpie signs in the history of cinema. And fun fact, that was actually Andrew Lincoln's handwriting on the Say It's Carolers place cards that he shows Keira Knightley. Though props had made a version, Lincoln thought that his handwriting looked better, and audiences agreed. Although they kind of forgot that this movie had Rick Grimes mutely professing his love to the lady from Pirates of the Caribbean, but there you go.
Looking for anything in particular, sir?
Yes, that necklace there, how much is it?
It's £270.
All right, I'll have it.
Lovely. Would you like it gift wrapped?
Yes, all right.
Lovely.
If you're like me, you love Love Actually, as it's the perfect mix of sweet and acerbic, gentle without becoming saccharine. Characters aren't always acting likeable. Hugh Grant as a Tony Blair stand-in having an affair with a story version of Monica Lewinsky, or a very un-Snape-like Alan Rickman cheating on Emma Thompson. Fun fact, Emma Thompson did get cheated on in real life and used that moment to create that performance. But they're still worthy of love, actually. Besides, what's more relatable than falling in love with your non-English speaking Portuguese housekeeper from the chateau that you moved into after you caught your wife sleeping with your brother during your best friend's wedding? Classic Christmas predicament.
Sam? I thought you didn't know my name. Of course I do. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I've got to run.
Love Actually has actually been rebooted internationally more times than The Office. In India, it's been remade as a film called A Tribute to Love. Japan has It All Began When I Met You, and there's a Polish version, Letters to St. Nicholas. That just sounds like a completely different movie, but okay. So that brings us to the end of our rundown of modern holiday classics. I hope you found at least one or two movies that weren't previously on your radar, or at least deserve a rewatch with the Christmas or Hanukkah or non-denominational season in mind. From all of us here at Rotten Tomatoes, we wish you a merry, happy, or at least bearable end of the year, however you celebrate. Make sure to stay tuned as we're going to have more great pop culture content coming your way.